अ, आज मैं आपको डिस्कस करने जा रहा हूँ. टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट Escherichia coli. First of all, I will discuss the diseases caused by Escherichia coli. It causes urinary tract infection, neonatal meningitis, traveral diarrhea or watery diarrhea, hemolytic uremic syndrome, infantile diarrhea, acute and chronic diarrhea. In the next slide, we will discuss about the pathogenesis of this disease. Look at the E. coli. This picture has been taken by scanning electronic micro. Now we are going to discuss about the important property of Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli is actually gram-negative rod bacteria. They are facultative anaerobe and the colon and found in the feces. They are lactose fermenter as compared to Shigella and Salmonella, which are non-lactose fermenter. They have different antigen. The first one is O antigen. It is the cell wall antigen. It is also called somatic antigen. On the basis of cell wall antigen, there are about 150 strain. The other antigen is H antigen, and this H antigen is flagellar antigen. The flagella or flagellar antigen, on the basis of this antigen, there are about 50 serotypes strain. The other one is K antigen, capsular antigen, and 90. On the basis of this, there are about 90 different strain. As a result of these antigen, there are thousands antigenic type of E. coli. But you know the specific serotype are associated with certain diseases. For example, O55 and O111 cause the neonatal diarrhea. You should note it that it's called neonatal diarrhea. After the gram staining, I've taken this picture. Look at these. Actually, these are gram negative rod E. coli, and on this media, usually on this media they grow and give the pink colony on the Mekong agar. Now the pathogenesis. What is the pathogenesis of E. coli? How you can get this infection? The urinary tract infection. You know that how the person get the urinary tract infection. This infection is caused by the own colonic flora that colonize the urogenital area. Neonatal meningitis is acquired from the mother during delivery, birth canal. This is the during delivery when the baby pass through the birth canal, the E. coli present and they cause the neonatal meningitis. The traveler diarrhea, how the traveler diarrhea is caused by the ingestion of food or contaminated water with human feces. The reservoir for enterohemorrhagic E. coli O157 is cattle, and the organism is acquired in undercooked meat. It is very important to know. Actually, E. coli have different virulence specter, that is phelli, capsule, endotoxin, and you know beside these the E. coli also have three exotoxin. The three exotoxin, two are the enterotoxin that cause watery diarrhea, and one that cause bloody diarrhea, and the other toxin cause hemolytic uremic syndrome. We are discussing this terminologies. We will discuss these terminologies in the next lecture. Now the intestinal tract infections pathogenesis. How the first tip is that actually this is E. coli. This E. coli have pili. This E. coli have pili. This pili attached to the ileum. What is ileum? This ileum. This when a person ingested the bacteria come here, they cross the stomach and they come to the ileum and attach to the ileum with the help of pili. After the attachment, the bacteria release the exotoxin called the enterotoxin that act in the enteric tract. Now what happen when they excrete the exotoxin? They act on the jejunum. They act on the jejunum. This is the jejunum and this is the ileum. This is large intestine and this is the small intestine. Now you know that this toxin is cell specific. What does it mean? It means that the colon are not affected. This is colon. This overall structure. This is colon. The colon is not affected because colon, large intestine do not have receptor for this toxin. The another enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli can produce either or both of the two enterotoxin. One is heat boil toxin that what they do, they actually the heat boil toxin they stimulating the adenylate cyclase. It means that it add adenosine diphosphate ribose. This process is called ADP ribosylation to the G protein that stimulate the cyclase. I am discussing here. Suppose actually this is cholera toxin and E. coli toxin, both are same. Suppose I consider this E. coli toxin. Its exotoxin have two part, B part and A part. B part bind to the enterocyte while A part is the active part. This active what it will do? It do ADP ribose to the G protein. When they add ADP ribose to the G protein, it stimulate adenylate cyclase. When they activate adenyl cyclase, the adenyl cyclase increase cyclic AMP protein kinase. When the cyclic AMP protein kinase increases, which phosphorylate the transporter protein and the membrane, and due to the transporter protein export ion, they export ion, which ion? Chloride ion, bicarbonate ion and potassium ion from the enterocyte into the lumen of the gut, and as a result diarrhea is caused, resulting the watery diarrhea. Note that the cholera toxin and E. coli toxin they act on the same way. So I draw it the E. coli toxin here. Enteroinvasive E. coli. Enteroinvasive E. coli actually this E. coli is invasive. They attack on the colon. They attack on the epithelial cell of the colon. These are the epithelial cell of the colon. They attack on it. It do not produce the toxin, but what they do, they invade the epithelial of the large intestine and cause bloody diarrhea. Bloody diarrhea is called dysentery, and you know that when you diagnose it, this diarrhea will contain the neutrophil in the stool. Another serotype, that is the O157H7 serotype. Actually, certain enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli also cause bloody diarrhea by producing an exotoxin called Shiga toxin. Why it is called Shiga toxin? Because it is similar to the toxin produced by Shigella species. What is the mode of action of this toxin? This toxin removing adenine from the large 28S ribosomal RNA and stop the protein synthesis. The Shiga toxin produced by the bacteria O157H7 serotype, the gene are present on the bacteriophage. When the bacteriophage virus attack or infect the bacteria, they introduce this gene. Shiga toxin is also called virotoxin because it has a cytopathic effect on viru monkey cell in the culture. These O157H7 strain are associated with outbreak of bloody diarrhea following ingestion of undercooked hamburger, often at fast food restaurant. The bacteria on the surface of the hamburger are killed by cooking, but those in the interior which is undercooked survive. It means that O157 H7 strain, they are associated with hamburger. Usually, when the hamburger are cooked, the interior becomes safe, but on the surface the interior have bacteria, but on the surface the bacteria are not killed. So in this way they survive. When you eat the hamburger, what will happen? They will enter your body and cause diarrhea. O157 is H7 also spread with direct contact with animals, for example farm and feeding zone, and they can also lead to diarrhea. What is a hemolytic uremic syndrome? You know that some patient with bloody diarrhea caused by O157H7 strain have life-threatening complication called hemolytic uremic syndrome. What is hemolytic uremic syndrome? It is a syndrome that is caused by O157H7 strain, which occur when sugar toxin enter the bloodstream. The syndrome is characterized by hemolytic anemia, thrombocytopenia, acute renal failure. Now the question arises that how it causes the hemolytic anemia. Hemolytic anemia, how they called hemolytic anemia, and how they cause the acute renal failure and thrombocytopenia. Hemolytic anemia is the hemolytic anemia and renal failures occur. Why? Because the receptor for sugar toxin present on the endothelium of small blood vessel and on the surface of the kidney. Therefore, it causes the hemolytic anemia and renal failure. You know what this toxin do? Actually, this toxin attack on the small blood vessels that result in micro angiopathic hemolytic anemia. Microangiopathic hemolytic anemia is characterized is a disease in which the red blood cell passing through the damaged area become grossly distorted and then lies. How it causes thrombocytopenia? Because platelet adhere to the damaged endothelial surface. The death of the kidney epithelial cell lead to renal failure. The treatment of diarrhea caused by O157H7 with antibiotics such as ciprofloxacin, what they will do, this treatment will increasing the amount of sugar toxin released by dying bacteria. Now the urinary tract infection. How it causes the urinary tract infection? Certain O serotype of E. coli they cause the urinary tract infection. These strain are called uropathic strain. You know that these bacteria have pili. Actually, these bacteria have pili with adhesion protein that bind to the specific receptor on the urinary tract. The binding site on these receptor consists of dimer of galactose gal dimer. You know that cranberry juice contain flavonoids that inhibit the binding of pili to receptor and may be useful in the prevention of recurrent urinary tract infection. The motility of E. coli may aid to its ability to ascend the urethra into the bladder and ascend the ureter into the kidney. Now pathogenesis, what is the main pathogenesis? E. coli introduced into the urethra, often in fecal contamination. This is E. coli, it enters to the urethra. In the second step, E. coli adhere to, this is the epithelial cells. This E. coli attached to the epithelial cell of the urethra through this fimbriae. In the third stage, the E. coli colonize here in the epithelial cell and begin to multiply. They produce a large number of E. coli. The E. coli swim up the urethra. They swim up the urethra and goes to the bladder. The infection of the bladder is called cystitis. E. coli invade the bladder and form biofilm. This is biofilm. Biofilm aggregate with the cytosol escaping the body defensive system. This form by biofilm and they escape the immune system. Then the next stage, the epithelial cell containing colonies of E. coli are exfoliated and release E. coli into the bloodstream, and now it enter to the kidney, and the infection of the kidney is called pyelonephritis. E. coli ascend to the kidney where they trigger the inflammation. So in this way they infected the urinary tract, and this infection are called urinary